Donald Trump was asked about Kamala Harris and the election during an interview with Maria Bartiromo on Fox News. And of course, he just projects everything on to Kamala.
She's terrible. She's not respected in foreign countries. I mean, she's laughed at. Everybody can't believe that this is happening. Look,
she's polling better than Joe Biden.
She was sent to see Putin about not going into Ukraine. He would have never gone in with me. He went in 3 days later. This is what's happening. So, well, it's a little bit like a fighter, though. You know, you have a fighter and he's winning, and then somebody else is getting punished and beaten. And they say, let's take that fighter out, let's put a new one. That's what they've done here. This was a coup to Joe Biden. And I'm not a fan of Biden. He's not a smart guy, never was. You can go back 30 years, he was never a smart guy. But she's not smart either. She's not a smart person.
Are you going to debate her?
Well, I want to. We're leading in the polls, it seems, by quite a bit still. She's better than he is, but I think ultimately she'll be worse than him. She's more radical than him. He was a phony. She is also, but she's not a phony in terms of policy. She actually wants open borders. She actually wants to defund the police. To me, when you say open borders, defund the police, you don't have to go into the rest of it. But you're going to have tremendously high energy prices. She doesn't want any fossil fuels, which will destroy the country, frankly.
But just to be clear, she's doing a rewrite of history right now. She says that
of her history.
Of her history. She says, I don't necessarily mean I will ban fracking now. And she said, well, you know, I don't necessarily need to do Medicare for all. And I was never the border czar. You know that.
Yeah, she's doing a rewrite. No, it's not a rewrite, it's lies. And she also said, and so did he, that we had a very secure border under them. We had the worst border in the history. 20 million people came in. 20 million people. And you know what they do? They just say it. And they keep saying it. The press helps them as much as possible. But they say very strongly, we had a great border. And people say, you know, it's funny. You say it enough times and people start to believe it too. That's the scary part. They are, it's like a whole con job. It's misinformation, disinformation at the highest level. So now their new thing is we had a safe border. We had a wonderful border. And they hope people forget. Now, a lot of people aren't, but enough people are. And it's amazing that they can say it. We had the worst border in history. Joe Biden was the worst president in history. She was the worst vice president. She was the most unpopular and least respected vice president in the history of our country. And now what's happened is the press is trying to make her popular. I don't think they'll be able to do it.
Donald Trump there talking about how Kamala Harris is being laughed at by foreign countries. I mean, Donald, we have video of you being laughed at by the dignitaries of foreign countries during a UN summit.
In less than 2 years, my administration has accomplished more than almost any administration in the history of our country. America's so true. Didn't expect that reaction, but that's okay.
Also talks about this is a coup against President Biden, when President Biden was the man who made the decision to step down. It's interesting because there were numerous discussions of removing Donald Trump from the White House by his own cabinet, who many wanted to invoke the 25th Amendment and say that the man is clearly not capable of running the country. Donald, remind us what happened on January 6th and how you tried to attack the Capitol to stay in power. I mean, two very different things here. But yeah, let's take your word on a coup attempt. I mean, unbelievable, Donald. Unbelievable. And then I love, you know, his response to Bartiromo asking if he's going to debate Kamala. Well, I want to. And you can just tell that he's so scared. That he's kind of humming and hawing and, well, I don't know. He's shaking in his boots. Former prosecutor Kamala, is waiting in the wings to eviscerate him in front of the world. And he knows it. and he knows it. And then the last part of the clip here, of course, Bartiromo is feeding Donald Trump these answers. And then Trump says, oh, they keep saying it and the media helps them. It's a con job, misinformation, disinformation. She's the most unpopular and least respected VP in history. Okay. Literally, right after Bartiromo is trying to feed him his answers, he starts to just repeat lies to misinform and disinform Americans, continuing the Trump con job. I mean, it's just amazing. All of the accusations are just confessions from Donald Trump here. Remarkable how in 20 seconds he just gives away his game plan. If you keep saying it, they'll believe it. Use the media, Bartiromo, to help him spread misinformation and disinformation. And then really let's talk about Kamala Harris being the least respected and unpopular VP in history. She raised over $300 million in just the last 10 days of July? I mean, we got to really remember this. People are reporting that, oh, she raised $300 million in July, shattering records. She raised $300 million in like 10 days. And I'm trying to remember, Donald, was it you who almost let your vice president get killed on January 6th by your rabid, deplorable followers? That was you, Donald. Oh, right. But please, Donald, tell us about Kamala's popularity. Keep repeating the lie so that your base believes it, so that you misinform and disinform them, so that you're conning them and getting help from the media and Bartiromo. Oh, it is so rich. Let me know what your reflections are on Donald Trump being just a coward here, on him confessing by accusing. Also, what you think of Bartiromo trying to feed him the answers. It's all part of the con. It's all part of the con. If you made it this far in the video, be sure to like this and share it with your friends to bring them into the conversation so that we can get more perspectives on this. Thanks for watching. My name is Brendan Plank with Reflect, and I will see you in the next video.